Welcome to Outpost 31. Sergeant Olsen here playing Axis&Allies Global 1940. Clock at 36 as France goes first. This be U.S. turn 4. We're going to buy a fighter for 10. We're saving 3. Carrier for 16. Sub for 6. 2 fighters for 20. We're going to buy another sub for 6. And finally an aircraft carrier for 16. Once again, 2 carriers, 3 fighters, 2 subs, save 3, and China's going to buy 5. Well, we'll do the U.S. first. Nothing to do on that side. Over here, we're going to go into C-Zone 6, sub from 7, 2 heavy bombers from Hawaii. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll have 3 spots left. They can land on Midway. We're going to send in 6 fighters from C-Zone 26 and bring attack bomber from Hawaii. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll have 1 spot left. And we'll send another sub from 26 in there as well. So I don't think he's going to want to scramble. And then everything else on that side would be non-combat. So we're going to throw the 2 heavy bombers first. And I don't have any dice out. None. So this will be that's the first bomber, that's the second bomber. So that's a hit, so that's 2 hits, just in case he wants to scramble. And then we have 2 subs. These will be my 2 subs. Snake eyes. So so these would take out the destroyer. 2 hits for the... Yeah, so the subs got 2 hits. Both bombers got 2 hits, so that would be the destroyer and the 2 fighters if he wanted to scramble. So he gets a 2 back. We'll just throw... We have any more dice? I cannot find my dice. So here is for his sub, and his sub hits. His sub gets a hit. Or that's his destroyer. His destroyer got a hit, so we lose a sub. We lose a sub. So I don't think he would want to scramble. I think he would want to save those planes. I know I would. The destroyer is gone. These 6 fighters go to C-Zone 7. The 2 bombers go to Midway. Attack bomber goes to C-Zone 7. Carrier from C-Zone 10 goes 1, 2, 3 to 7. Three carriers from C-Zone 26 go to 7. The 4 transports that are in C-Zone 26 are going to pick up 4 infantry, 2 artillery, a tank, and a mech. and they're going to go up to Sea Zone 8. And they're going to drop off in the Aleutians. 4 infantry, a mech, and a tank, and 2 artillery go into the Aleutians. From Sea Zone 26, a battleship goes to 7. 3 cruisers go to Sea Zone 7. From 26, 3 destroyers go to Sea Zone 7 from 26, and 3 subs go from 26 to Sea Zone 7. Destroyer that's in 16 is going to go to 7. Three bombers from the West Coast are going to fly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out to Midway. And I think that is it for the U.S. Placing new units. We're going to place 2 aircraft carriers in 10, along with 3 fighters and 2 subs. The U.S. is on 50. $30, $40, $50, and they get They get 20 in bonuses. The U.S. will have 73 to spend next turn. On to China. We'll do the recap afterwards. China's going to buy, I thought about buying artillery, but we're going to buy 5 infantry and we're going to save $1. What's China going to do? 1 infantry from Yunnan is going to go to Hunan. That's 1 for China, 1 off Japan. We'll send 1 infantry from Shenxi to Quichao. That's 1 for China, 1 off Japan. And then up here, I think we will send 1 from Hopei. We'll send 1 infantry from Hopei to Anhui. That's 1 more for China, 1 off Japan. So that should be 12 for China, right? It's everything China. And then we will do, oh man, I think I want to attack Quang Si, but I've lost my fighter. But I don't think we will. I think we will hold our ground. Guys, I think we'll send 1 infantry from Hopei to Quichao. And I think we'll stay put up there in, we'll stay put in Chahar. But the do we want to attack? Still the combat phase. Let's go, let's do 1 round. We'll go 6-1 against Quang Si. Six at 1, Quang Si. There's the Chinese rolls. And we got 1 hit. That's what we should have got. And then he's got 2 at 2. And he gets none. So we'll go again. We'll go 1 more. 1 more round. And there's 1 hit. That's what we needed. He's got 1 at 2. And he misses. That's very good. So that is another for China. So that puts us up to 13. Japan goes down 1 more. And that will be China. I think we're going to stay put up there, and we'll hold the line here. Or, yeah, we're going to stay put. And we will place, we're going to place 5 infantry in we're going to place 5 infantry. Where are we going to put 5? If we go here, you can smack that. You can smack it from C-Zone 35. He can hit that coast. So I don't think we put him there. Let's put 1 in Anhui. Let's put 1 in Hunan. Let's put 3 in let's put 3 in Chahar. Yep. And that will be China. China saved the dollar. They're on 13. China's on 13. And we get 6 for the Burma Road. We have 15. We have 20 to spend next turn for China. US has 73. So we can do a recap for China. That guy that's in Shenxi. No point in him staying there. He'll go to Hopei. So recap. I'm just going to chip these guys out. Chahar has 6 infantry. Where did I take him from? Hopei has 3 infantry. Anhui has 2 infantry. Quichao has 2 infantry. Hunan has 2 infantry. Guangxi has 6 infantry. On to the U.S. There's a sub in C-Zone 6. 5 heavy bombers in Midway. C-Zone 7. C-Zone 7. 4 carriers with 6 fighters and 1 diver. 4 destroyers, 3 subs, 3 cruisers, 1 battleship. C-Zone 8. 4 transports, the Aleutians, 4 infantry, 1 tank, 1 mech, 2 artillery. C-Zone 10. 2 carriers, 2 subs, 3 fighters. I think these 3 mechs aren't going to stay there. 3 mech go up to Alaska. And then Western United States is an infantry and 2 AA guns. And then over there, 2 infantry, 2 AA guns, and 101. And that's the U.S. and China turn 4. Schulte out.